been incredibly popular. Look at this gorgeous ring. It is such a unique look, unlike anything we've ever done before. It's exclusive to us here at QVC right now. First of all, let me just draw your attention to the type of tanzanite you're going to see in this show. This is a single source stone, and there are different levels of tanzanite. You're going to see the deepest, richest blue. I'm seeing purple in there. I'm also seeing pink. This looks like 2 rings in one, and you're looking at the trillion cut. Everybody was jumping on that yesterday when we first launched this because you never get to see it, and certainly not in tanzanite. That's the trillion cut set in 18 karat yellow gold. And I love what this brand does with the yellow gold and tanzanite. It's usually set in white gold, and it's beautiful, but it's a totally different look in the yellow gold. Either way, you have your choice between the cushion cut, the oval, or that trillion. That's how the tanzanite looks set in 18 karat white gold, and then all 3 choices still over here in the yellow gold. We also have sizes 4 through 11. Bookend sizes tend to go more quickly, that being the 4 and the 11. That's a custom order in most jewelry stores. 9-month special financing if you use your Q card. That would be about $222 a month if you break it up evenly like we do with our easy payment plans. You don't have to do that. You could just make your minimum payment, and then if you have a bonus coming up, let's say, and you know you can pay it off all at once, you can do that as well. J443187 is your item number. This is Jeff Moseley. We can thank him so much for bringing us the best of the best tanzanite, which is unheard of. Like, you have to have the connections to be able to get it in the first place.
Yeah,
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited, especially since yesterday, and I got to wear that ring, and I had to take it off. I wanted to put more on.
Yeah, it was a great show. We kicked it off yesterday. It was hugely popular. You know, the biggest problem is this material is so hard to find. So as much as we love when we did the TSV and now we're doing the big deal, we would love to have 1,000 of these, or 10,000 of these, but we don't. It's very limited because the source is very limited. The color is very limited. The diamonds, yes, we can always source the diamonds. We love the fact we use solid 18 karat gold. However, the stones, the tanzanite is so incredibly rare in this color that's why it's really tough. It took us this design, first off, 27 years it took to make the brand. This design, we actually did about 1.5 years ago to get it here. And so we are just over the moon thrilled with it.
And yesterday was the very first time anyone has ever seen it.
Right.
I was about to take this one off, and then I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to wear as much tanzanite as I can.
But you know why I'm glad you're doing that? Is because every single tanzanite we use is the same color.
I know, look at that.
Normally there's a range that the buyers say, hey, you guys got to be in this range from this shade to this shade, but they know that we only bring the very top tier.
Right.
So there's nothing less than this, and there's really nothing greater than this. We're bringing you the top tier of tanzanite.
Well, and we might as well just show you right here.
Yeah,
this is a beautiful representation of the different types, and they're all fantastic.
So this is, first off, exactly what you just said. I want to make sure everybody knows, yes, you're going to see the finest tanzanite in the world right now. But know this, if you own some of that lighter colored tanzanite, good for you. Don't beat yourself up. That is what most people own. But if you want that collector's grade, that far to the side where it looks like a sapphire, that gorgeous rich blue color, that is the high grade, true collector's grade tanzanite. And with pure tanzanite, we take you a step above that.
Right.
So literally, look at these compare. So that is what we're talking about, all right? So many of you...
I actually have some of this, and I love it.
We sell tons of it. So,
Yeah.
so just so you all know, the reason that we do this and a little bit about us. So the company that I work for that created Pure Tanzanite for me is a 4th-generation company since 1969. We have been producing, cutting, sourcing, mining for the biggest designer brands in the entire world, and we still do. We're a wholesaler. So when you see this product and you go, that looks kind of like what I saw at such and such, it most likely is similar to it, right? But we're not marking it up. We're coming from a mine to market, from the ground to cutting, straight to QVC, and then QVC is bringing it right to you. So there is no middleman involved except us to you.
Of course, that's why we can bring prices like this. And then the big deal makes it even better because today's special value / big deal is like where we bring you something we know you have loved in the past, or something new that you've been asking for, and at the best deals that we can do. But I have to tell you, I want to remind you, you'll probably hear me say this more than once in this hour show, is don't let these prices fool you. this is the best Tanzanite you can get. And you go, well, how can we do it at those prices? It's exactly what Jeff just mentioned, which for me, personally, as a Tanzanite lover, I am so grateful to him because he has made it attainable for so many of us that it really wasn't attainable before. So again, don't let them fool you. It is the same exact Tanzanite that you've seen at the big department stores or those finer jewelry stores on certain streets, certain roads, when you look through the glass.
Or if you're on a cruise, right? You go on a cruise, you say, oh my gosh, I'm going to wait for that cruise because in such and such island or in such and such ship, I saw this great Tanzanite. You want to guess where it comes from? Ta-da! Right? So, you know, a lot of these brands we work with and we love them. We respect them and we will always work with them. But when I spent the 27 years in the business, I spent 8 years here at QVC as a Gemstone host, guest. And then when I left and went to work for one of these luxury brands, I just started racking my brain and I said, I love jewelry. I love creating. I love crafting. I love Tanzanite. And I went to this company who I've known for over 20 years, like family. I've been buying with them, promoting them in all these different places all around the world. And I said, what if I want to do a brand and bring it to QVC? And they said, what if you come to work for us full time as creative director, designer, and on-air talent, but we're going to have a lot more for you to do than just QVC. And I said, no problem. Just let me bring a brand to QVC. And they said, done.
Wow.
And so this is about
I'm
relationships
so
and
happy for
connections, but this is generally the best. And by the way, knowing that I've worked for all these big brands before, I didn't skimp on the box. Okay, I know that I'm a box guy. Like
It's
I
leather.
love, right?
It's leather.
Yeah, leather, beautiful leather box. Comes in another exterior box, right? This gorgeous box here when it comes to you or you send it to a friend. Beautiful. Everything about it is pure luxury, pure elegance. Even comes with a leather travel pouch. It also comes with a beauty card inside that tells you all about the history of Tanzanite, how this brand started, how to take care of your Tanzanite. It also mentions the fact that we're one of only 2,000 companies in the world that's RJC certified with Responsible Jewelry Council. So all ethical mining, sustainability, giving back to the local economy, all that is part of this. Because, Terry, I mentioned that because that's required by companies like us that work with these big, huge luxury brands. It's required to be part of that. So
Right. Well, and not anybody can just come in to this single source to the single source.
So we have the key, basically,
you
right?
have the key.
Like so years ago there were site holders. I'm sure a lot of you heard about that, right? Discovered in '67, site holders. There were 7 site holders. Well, when the government built the wall around the mine, they eliminated all the site holders. Well, guess who got to stay? We did. Why? Because we had already invested in an office in Arusha. Right. We already employed local people from Arusha as well as our people. We were cutting stones. We were doing all this already. So now we have the first rights of refusal to every single piece of rough Tanzanite that comes out of the ground. They haven't found a pocket in 10 years until January of 2024. So this January, we got the call that says it's time for a barbecue. Wow. So imagine the African voice calling you with this cool accent and saying, you know, Mr. Jeff, it's time for a barbecue. And I know exactly what he means. That means they hit a pocket. They have a huge barbecue, a big celebration. And so we sent our guys straight over, 30-minute drive from our office. Otherwise, it would have been days. Looked at all the rough and bought everything. $6 million worth of rough.
What?
It came shipped in this huge metal container. I videotaped it coming from Kilimanjaro Airport. And that's why we were able to bring this brand to QVC. Otherwise, we have to reserve this quality for the big players that we've been committed to for 30 years.
Right. Those elite brands. It's the same exact Tanzanite, the best you can get, but just way better prices here at QVC. So, do you want the cushion cut? I think it's such a beautiful, it's almost like a little pillow, like a cushion.
Well, that's how it gets its name, right? Yeah. It's a square cut, faceted just like a round, but then they trim the edges off and give it a smooth, we can give it this look right here. And then we give it a smooth little corners on it, which is great for everyday wear.
And then you have your oval, and I love that you did it instead of north, south, east, west. It's just so elongating, so beautiful. These are a carat and a quarter, and then 35 points of the best diamonds too. Not to put the diamonds like at the end of the presentation, but
it's funny, right? Because we use these super high grade quality diamonds on all of our pieces.
And then that is the trillion, which was most popular yesterday. So please do not wait on any of these. We have sizes 4 through 11. And are we done? Have we sold out of any of the sizes? I think we were